Swifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome back! This is the Thrift Store Rundown, bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Today I'm doling out some Swift justice and cracking the curious case of Taylor Swift and friends. We now come to the middle where at long last you'll finally be getting some direct Taylor Swift gossip, as he tells all about the Tortured Poets department. By the way, I call this my hump item, and you wanna know why? Because if you've been following along, I usually do 5 reviews every Saturday, and this is the hump item, the one where I place in the middle of the first 2 reviews and the last 2 reviews. Like if you're feeling stuck in the middle of the week again, which would be Wednesday. So that's why I call this my hump item, hump item, hump day, hump item. Hump items may never necessarily become a thing, unless you're talking about sex, but you know what, that's neither here nor there. It's just a fun behind-the-scenes factoid for you, which when it comes to largely bittersweet Us Weekly magazine issues like this, is sorely needed. This is the May 6, 2024 edition, which I actually snuck out of an Ulta Beauty at Wayne Town Center, and nobody over there was any the wiser. It's a bad habit, I know, but thrift stores near me are all dried up at the moment when it comes to new, old magazines. What must be done, will be done, including spilling on this item. Remembering Matthew, healing after heartache. Bittersweet, but no choice. As the 20th anniversary of the Friends finale approaches, find out how the cast have been coping since the tragic death of their beloved co-star, Matthew Perry. You'll also learn why Keanu Reeves and his girlfriend Alexandra Grant are soulmates, but again for this video, that's neither here nor there, but more power to them. I'm not gonna make you Swifties wait any more longer for some direct Taylor Swift gossip. As a matter of fact, she's kicking off this review. She's part of the Gucci gang, from custom creations to logo looks. Star Slade creative director Sabato De Samo's standout designs, like this one here, a custom gown with the Beers Gems, rocked January 7th. For what particular occasion they don't specify, but few can deny that she definitely looks, Guy speak, money. Also looking money in here, Dakota Johnson, Dua Lipa, and Halle Bailey. Turning to the next page here to a former member of Taylor's squad, Zendaya, proving herself to be a bit of an underdog when it comes to rocking this particular Ralph Lauren gown versus Cindy Crawford, 59% to 41%, judged by Us Weekly readers. In one instance where she proves herself to be a bit of an underdog, she more than holds her own as the royalty that she is. I'm hesitant to say queen because it's kind of overused, but you know what? Zendaya is quite a royal crush. And you'll see her again later. Hey Swifties! Get the first look into Taylor's new album with this unofficial Tortured Poets Department magazine with 2 free posters before it's gone! And if that wasn't enough, we have here an at-home crafting guide and maybe even a baking guide, judging by the cover, a couple of magazines about her Eras tour itself, and a magazine that's all about her litany of mutual limericks. I know, that sounds kind of contradictory, limericks. Go look it up via Pretty Little Liars dictionaries. But you know, litany of romances doesn't have the same alliterative spin to it. Speaking of which, let's spin some poetry with Jamie Harkin, article writer here, for the Tortured Poets department as Taylor waxes poetic about love, loss, and standing her ground. It's pretty much proven fact that almost all of her albums, most especially her versions of her previous albums, with the Tortured Poets department getting one, I think, in about 5-10 years. Almost all of her albums are autobiographical. They're based upon lost love, found love, and won love. So who's on the hit list this time? Matty Healy, Joe Alwyn, Kim Kardashian, Charlie Puth, Fernando Alfonso, Stevie Nicks, John Mayer, and she actually puts a good one in, unsurprisingly, for current Squeeze, Kansas City Chiefs superstar Travis Kelce. Look up the song called The Alchemy with football-related lyrics for that. The Tortured Poets Department. Hey, if I see it secondhand in about a year and a half, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I bought 1989 to the Deluxe Edition and a karaoke album from thrift stores, unique thrift store to be exact, so this shouldn't be that hard to wait for. Or that long to wait for. But man, how I long for Matthew Perry to come back by some divine intervention. Knowing that will never be the case, it is my bittersweet duty to bring you this Friends Until the End article, once again by Jamie Hawken. The castmates are leaning on each other as they continue to grieve the loss of Matthew Perry and gear up to mark the 20th anniversary of the show's final episode. A bittersweet milestone, to say the least. Aside from the main article here, we have some brief catch-ups with the rest of the cast. Jennifer Aniston, David Schwimmer, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, and the great love of my life, Courtney Cox. Jen Aniston, of course, is gearing up for season 4 of The Morning Show, and you saw her with David Schwimmer again in an Uber Eats commercial for the Super Bowl. And Jen Solo, who doesn't even know what a Rachel haircut is. Oh, honey, if only you knew. Lisa Kudrow is returning to her sitcom roots with Netflix's No Good Deed opposite Ray Romano. And there might be a Romy and Michelle's high school reunion sequel in the works. Matt LeBlanc is keeping it relatively low-key. And as for my great love, aside from launching a home care line called Home Court, Stacey talks to return to Scream again. She's the only one to have been featured in all the Scream movies to date. Oh, I hope it's the case. I will scream to the heavens. Thank you, Lord, if that happens. Oh, Gail Weathers, how you complete me. Also sharing their fond remembrances of Matthew Perry are his 17 Again co-star Zac Efron, Lauren Graham of Gilmore Girls, Hank Azaria, Tom Selleck, of course, Dr. Richard Buck, one of Monica Geller's significant loves, Minnie Driver, and his longtime stepdad, who I dare call the heartthrob of true crime journalism, Dateline's Keith Morrison. It's a shame to see him so vulnerable, but so steadfast in his remembrance of his stepson, his cherished stepson. We should also mention that Taylor Swift was, and is, big on Friends, and those who attended the 1989 World Tour will never forget the one where she and Phoebe made a smelly cat duet. So the next time anyone wants to go Cody Rhodes on you and ask you, what do you want to talk about? This may definitely be at the top of your list as a Swiftie. And and as a Friends fan. Approaching the crossroads between then and now, where Taylor met Phoebe Buffay. A couple of other nice features in here include a recipe for empanadas de picadillo from Chef Marcela Valladolid of Food That Books the Kitchen, Mexican Made Easy, and also cookbook author Familia right here. I'd like to hunt this down, Familia, but in the meantime, this will just have to do. And I'll leave this on screen for about 5-10 seconds so you can see the recipe. And if you don't have this magazine at home, well, you can just take a screenshot of that, as best as this HD camera will allow, and you can whip it up yourself. Now on to a couple of movies. Now I'm no Audrey, but in the Us Must section, 2 movies to note here. Challenges. It's a romantic tennis-based drama between Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Feist. This one is definitely one viral scene to look out for. It's a test to see which one she would vibe with the most. Heavens. Zendaya is fine all her own, but I also want to pay attention to the idea of you on Amazon Prime. Nicholas Galsantine, an Academy Award winner, Anne Hathaway. The film involves a 40-year-old art house owner and single mother named Solane Marquand. Sparking up an unlikely but scorching romance with the leader of probably one of the hottest boy bands around. They say August Moon's Hayes Campbell. That's Nicholas Galsantine. It was a novel first before it became a movie, and yes, it was inspired, partially, by Harry Styles fan fiction. Hey, when you're paired up in a rom-com with an Academy Award winner, you better bring your A-game. And when it's Anne Hathaway embracing her sexuality as a woman in her 40s, single motherhood be damned, you bring you A+ game, baby. And I think Nicholas did. But the name Solane Marquand, it makes me think what would have happened if director Michael Showalter would have cast Soleil Moon Frye, huh? Oh, heavens. I definitely subscribe to Amazon Prime for that alone. I'm giving it the full-on 5 out of 5 claps. Chandler Bing, the poet laureate of sarcasm. Taylor Swift, the Triple H of breakup glow-ups. You put it all together and you got an issue of Us Weekly that couldn't be any more glowing. Glowing like the beacon of light that is these 6 friends. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.